Hi, everybody. So this is Twisted D4 here again, and I guess now I'm deciding to start. I guess I'm saying another story. This is not one of the anime variety, though. This one is what's the way of even putting it? This is a wrestling fan fiction story that I'm going to be reading for you guys. And in this case, if I said it before, like I do with the anime ones, I usually a certain ways I put my own characters in here. In this case, it's one of my male wrestler OCs, and in my case, it'll be Chris Corino. But I guess in this sense, it's not a wrestler, but still gonna do anyway. I guess even if it's not like that, I guess you know. Um, Anyway, so info about myself or our characters. Name Chris Carino. Age 23. Height 6'6". Weight 245 pounds. 3 inches less and about 30 pounds more, but that's fine. Looks long hair, short beard, muscular body, and has tattoos. And here there's the example of tattoos. Here, and here. Don't know if this was a page thing or not, but yeah, family, mother deceased, father deceased, older brother 26, mother and father figures, Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, since you signed with the Performance Center at 18 years old. Built from I wrote he's from like Adelaide, South Australia, but it is seem I can kind of see or admit in a way it sounds weird saying that because it's basically going from where Rhea's from, but I can change that for sure at some point. I'll just say he's from uh, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, I guess. Residing in Tampa, Florida. Pets, in this case, Chris has a 4-year-old Australian cattle dog named Moose, a 2-year-old Sharpei named Tyrus, and a 1-year-old Dachshund named Sydney. Don't know if I got that right. But yeah, very cute. Accomplished. Okay, never mind. He is a wrestler. So yeah, Chris Corino. It makes sense. Accomplishments: 3-time NXT champion, 2-time North American champion, and 2-time NXT Tag Team champion. 1 time with Pete Dunne and 1 time with John Gargano. This is a general idea of what the ring gear in this story looks like. Not exactly how I have it for my Chris Carino OC in 2K24, but that's fine. You also put on crow like eyeliner for your matches to intimidate your opponents. Theme, and this is which I guess is Ozzy Osbourne breaking all the rules, and apparently a raven's caw, like caw, starts the theme. Any other info? Your personality inside the ring is dark and gothic, and you play mind games with your opponents. Outside the ring, you are a generous, nice, and well disciplined young man who gets along well with the superstars and staff backstage. Okay, so this is chapter one. Uh, is that it, Sherry? After almost 2 years, that's it. I know I fucked up again, babe, but please give me another chance. I can't. This is the third time you've cheated on me, and believe me, you've done it this time with Cameron. I can't do this with you anymore. Fine, but let me tell you now, that's gonna be a while till we forget each other. I know you kissed Dakota one last time before you both parted ways, and you immediately started deleting pictures of and videos of you and Dakota together, but only leaving the memories that made you happy when you're at the airport. Right, we're about to fly back home. 3 days later, at home, you wake up to see one of your dogs licking your face. When you open your eyes, you see Moose when you smiled and pat his head. Good morning to you too, boy. You then got up and went into the bathroom, brushed your teeth, combed your hair before you went downstairs and went to make your breakfast. Once you finished, you had to get on a Zoom meeting with Triple H to talk about the next move in your career, only to find your dash shund, Sydney. Anyone who watches this or whatnot, please correct me in the comments if that's not the way you say the breed, because that's how I'm reading it. So I apologize if I'm getting it wrong. Sitting on the keyboard and you start taking your video. Do you not want daddy on the computer? Can I? No? You did a couple more tasks to reach the mouse until you gave in and began petting her. This is good. Aw, she wants loving. Sydney then yawned before you stopped the video and posted it to your social media. Picked up Sydney and put her on your lap before logging to the Zoom call, and Triple H came up on the screen with Stephanie. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Hunter. How are you both this morning? It's going well so far. How about you? Well, minus the wake up call from Moose. It's been alright so far. Are they around? Moose and Tyrus are here somewhere, but I have Sydney with me. You held up Sydney to the screen as Stephanie waved hi to her before the three of you discussed the business to come for your storyline. After a few minutes, the meeting was coming to an end when Hunter and Stephanie were about to bring up what your upcoming storylines will be. How do you feel about coming up to the main roster? Are you sure I'm ready? Absolutely, Chris. You're a three-time NXT champion and have had an incredible run in NXT. We think you're ready. We can discuss on what happens when you get drafted. We'll see you soon for the first round of the draft this Friday on SmackDown. Thank you, guys. Once the Zoom call ended, you set Sydney down on the floor and went to feed her. Moose and Tyrus before pouring food into their bowls when they started to eat and you were starting your workout. So now we're at SmackDown. You arrived at SmackDown, and when you walk into the arena, immediately found the people you're looking for. There he is. Come here, Chris. Becky ran up and hugged you, as did Seth, ready to get drafted. We can only hope. How's the little one? You continue to talk with Seth and Becky while the three of you were being eyed by two other women. This is Rhea speaking here. He looks familiar, Shotzi. He should be. He lost the NXT title recently, remember? Must be getting his call up tonight too. More than likely. Still hurt over the breakup? Not really. I've learned to live without Dimitri after this last month. It's just good to get a fresh start and still focusing on everything and focus on everything here. Well put, Demi. Shall we go prepare for tonight? Yes, let's do it. Maybe talk to Chris afterwards too. Rhea looked back at you before her and Shotzi went to go do their warm ups while you kept talking with Seth and Becky. Now it's showtime. The drafts were still going on when Stephanie had stepped behind the podium. SmackDown's next draft pick comes from NXT. He's a three-time NXT champion and absolutely crushes and dominates his opponents in the ring with his deadly pile driver. SmackDown selects Chris Corino. The crowd went nuts when your music played and your digitals came up on the screen before the cameras went back to Stephanie. Now that Chris is here, let's see what he's made of when he faces Baron Corbin right now. Baron's theme played when he walked out and did his usual poses and heel roll before your theme started playing, and Baron was in the ring when you walked out, did your pose, and Pyro went off when you entered the ring and started high-fiving fans before getting into the ring. Taking off your jacket until the match started when you and Baron immediately started throwing punches at one another. Baron tried to go for the end of days, but when he was about to slam you, you landed on your feet and reversed the move to pick him up and use your 6 feet under finisher when you pile drove Baron and pinned him to get the 1-2-3 count and get a 3 count and win the match. Once you arrived backstage, you walked towards catering and you found another familiar face. Chris, over here, honey. Ashley, I didn't know you were here. You and Shotzi hugged and she kissed your cheek when the two of you started talking until you looked over and saw a woman with short blonde hair and tattoos on her left hand and forearm. I don't think you've met her, Chris. This is Demi. Demi, this is Chris. Yep, I remember watching you throughout your run in NXT. As do I. Congrats on getting drafted here. You too. Anyway, I like to stay and chat, but I've got the match to do next. We'll talk later. Rhea patted your shoulder as she went to go do her match, while you and Shotzi started catching up with each other. No Dakota? We're not together anymore. I caught her cheating with Trevor. As in Cameron Grimes? Yep, now that she's out of my life, I got more important things to care about, like my career and my dogs. Do you miss her at all? No, but I'm already ready to move on, and I know that it's too early to start a relationship with someone else. I'm sure someone will come along in your life. For now, I'll let you shower up, and we'll go somewhere after the show. I will say, if it's too explicit for some things, I may either say verbatim or I might completely skip over certain bits of dialogue. To be completely honest, because I'm more than concerned of possibly getting, I guess, banned or hit with some kind of strike for community guidelines. I did kind of the same thing, kind of saying verbatim for one of my another other fanfic stories. So I'm taking the precaution that if I get in trouble, you know why? It's because I read it, I guess. Sounds good. See you afterwards. You and Shati parted ways as you went to go shower and change into your street clothes. After the show. Once the show finished, you, Shotzi, and Rhea all went to a local pub with Seth and Becky and ordered a couple rounds where all of you were busting up laughing at each other's jokes and stories. After an hour of hanging out and enjoying each other's company, Seth and Becky had to leave as you hugged them both and they left a share of pay for their drinks before they said goodbye. Before Shotzi excused herself to use the bathroom, leaving just you and Rhea. You're really close with Rebecca and Colby, aren't you? Yeah, they took the roles of being my mother and father figures from when I started in WWE. After my parents were killed in the car accident, they both took me under their wing and I immediately was accepted by them. Q, I wish I had people like them on the road with me all the time. At all times. Don't you, though? Not quite. Not after my ex broke up with me. Jackson? Precisely. How did you know? I was wanting to make people to see the headline that you and him aren't together anymore. Didn't think the headline get out there, would get out there that quick. What about you? Dakota, Kai. Really? I never knew you two were dating. We wanted to keep it secret. Didn't want Leach snooping in on us 24/7 like that turd with the douche flu in his mouth over there. He slightly pointed to a paparazzi taking photos with his phone in one hand and a vape in his mouth when he looked down after you caught him, which made Rhea chuckle. You know he's going to post that one way or another. You know that. Let him. It'll just be more rumors for him to blast down. You and Rhea shared a laugh until she mistakenly put her hand on top of yours, which made you confused a bit until Shotzi came back. What I missed? Nothing special. Yeah, just another paparazzi with the douche flute. Shotzi, and Rhea all shared a laugh before paying for the booze, and the three of you went back to each other's hotel rooms. Meanwhile, Rhea and Shotzi were sharing a room together talking about you. I got to talk with Chris a little bit while you were taking a piss. He seems to be a decent fellow. Yeah, me and him met when we were all still in NXT. You and I haven't met yet, but Chris and I always hung out with each other, whether it was before, after, or during shows. Me and him became inseparable after Takeover one year. Have you both? Yeah, but only once because we were in love for a bit, but we just remained friends up to this day. Wow, what's he like? That's for me to know and for you to find out. You're lucky that you're one of my good friends, or I tie you up and torture those answers out of you. Hee hee hee. Good luck with that, because we take pain on a daily basis. Touche. Shotzi and Rhea talked a little bit more before the both of them decided to turn in. So as they turn off the light and went to bed, as Rhea had started to dream about you. So I believe it's this and maybe that. No, it's one of the other ones where it gets a little bit more explicit. I'm double checking for myself. Yep, okay. All right, so this next chapter, you like him, don't you? A week later, you came out of your locker room with your ring gear on when he sat down alone in catering, where a group of women walked in and noticed that you're by yourself when they sat down at another table. Uh, What do you think he's into? Whatever his interests are, they must be dark. Easy there, girls. He just got out of a breakup. Oh, but he's so hot. How about a bet? $5 on whoever sleeps on first. You're on. What am I going to do with you two? Billy went first and sat down with you before Rhea and Shotzi came in. Jeez, all those single girls want him here. They must have heard about his breakup. Well, he did tell me that always ready to move on. Since Dakota cheated on him for a third time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He cheated on him 3 times? Yep. First one was with Damian Priest, second was Oney Lorcan, and Cam Grimes was the last one. I don't know why he did dump her after she cheated with Damian. The two women sat Billy get up from her seat when Payne went over and started talking to you. That's awful. Poor guy's probably still a little unsure about what happens next if he goes with either of those women. You'd be surprised on Chris's interest. He's always up to trying something new and is interested in a lot of badass women. Shotzi hinted toward Rhea on what your likes are until they looked over and saw you give Payne your phone number. Oh well, we'll have to see what happens. I gotta go do my match. I'll get back to you afterwards. Rhea went to go do her match when Payne walked back to the table she was sitting at until Shotzi came over and sat with you. Jeez, everyone wants to sit with me. You only been here for a week and yet you're popular already. Well, the women seem to like me a lot already. Well, the singles ones at least. Trust me, more than single ladies. Cassie over there is a married woman looking to get back at her cheating husband after he cheated on her with Chris Statlander from AEW. Billy is another one who just went through a breakup and is looking for a man to make her last boyfriend jealous. What, are you a psychiatrist? Not the Harley Quinn type, no. They told me what happened, and their faces are easy to read. True, but I don't know who would be the better choice after Dakota. Just give it some time, Chris. All you need to do is wait and see what happens. You looked over and saw Payne wink at you until you were called up that your match was next. When Shotzi kissed your cheek and wished you luck as you went to the to the gorilla. When you saw Rhea and both of you fist bumped before she went to meet with Shotzi until your theme played, you walked out for your match against Shinsuke Nakamura. After your match, which you won, you had already showered and got into your street clothes when you heard a familiar voice. Chris, Payne walked up to you. Where are you staying at? Just 10 minutes away from here. Why? I was wondering if I could carpool with you. I'm in the same hotel as you. Sure, I'll take you. You and Payne went to your car and drove to the hotel. You got to your room until Payne stopped you. I know he said that my room is the same floor, but you lied, didn't you? Yes. Now, what I really want to do is Payne whispered in your ear on what she wanted when you gave her a surprised look. Yeah, let's get in there before someone sees us. Dear God, I am very terrified of like what might happen if I'm reading this. But you know what? Fuck it. You opened the door to your room, and you and Payne walked in. When she took off her trench coat and shoved off her perfect body to you, while she started licking her lips. Now let's see what you're hiding down there, Chris. Oh my god. I'm gonna skip certain parts. Jesus. Meanwhile, Rhea had arrived to the room, which was coincidentally right next to yours when she heard thumps through your room and faint moans that she could hear through the walls. What? No. Rhea then turned to see Shotzi. You like him, don't you? Rhea looked down in shame while the moans kept being heard through the walls. I liked him since I met him. He looks like the right guy for me after I broke up with Dimitri. With Chris, I see something different about him. I'm not going to get any further than I already am with him if he keeps fucking other beautiful women for pro wrestling. Shotzi sat down with her on her bed. I know it sounds like that right now, but Cassie's only a one night stand for him. Chris is an open minded and generous guy, unlike his character inside the ring. Yes, he gets a lot of beautiful women, but you're someone different for him. In fact, he was looking for you just before the show tonight. He wants to ask you out on a date, Demi. He thinks that you could really help him back after Dakota. Also, he really likes Australian and New Zealand girls a lot. Rio's a little dumbfounded about that coming from Shotzi. No wonder. Just listen to Cassie. She's having the time of her life with him, and vice versa. Chris should be an interesting choice for me. I'll set you up on a date with him tomorrow night. For now, let's get some sleep. That flight from Detroit really tired me out. Rhea and Shotzi listened to the rest of Payne's moan and smirked while they got their sleep on and got into bed and went to sleep as soon as Payne stopped moaning after you gave her your spunk and you and Payne fell asleep in each other's arms. Meanwhile, Rhea and Shotzi woke up to Payne's loud moans. What the fuck? Have they been fucking all night? Seems like more than a one night stand. Me and Chris should probably have a little talk about that later. Now that we're awake, we should get ready. Shotzi nodded as the two got up and continued to listen into your hot morning with Payne. After the sex, you and Payne were making out in bed until both of you stopped and looked into each other's eyes. That was amazing. You're actually better than I thought. Now that you got revenge on for him cheating on you. Is this it? Good guess, but no. I want to do this again with you. Maybe invite another girl to it. We'll see. Come on, let's go. Let's get ready to go. We've got shows to do, but first we got to keep the fans happy. Okay. No need to worry about my ride to the next town. I got Jessica to help me with that. Alrighty then. You and Payne got out of bed and changed into some workout clothes and gathered each of your belongings. Before Payne was about to leave, you stopped her when you gave Payne a passionate but lustful kiss when you slid your tongue into her mouth, which caught her by surprise. Just a little thank you for last night and this morning. You smacked her ass and got a good handful of it while you opened the door for her, and she giggled before the two of you went to get a workout in before the live event in Milwaukee tomorrow night. Hours pass. After a great workout, you and Payne went your separate ways, with Payne get a ride from Billy Kay, and you get a ride with Seth. No Becky due to her being at home at their home with their kid. After an hour and 30-minute drive from Chicago to Milwaukee, you checked into your next hotel room when Shotzi was calling you on your phone. Yes, Ashley. Hey, Chris, you busy? No, I just checked into my hotel room. What's up? Did you want to get together sometime tonight? I was thinking we could go see a movie or something. Let me guess. Is it a scary movie? Hee hee hee. Yep, you got me. Anyways, it starts at 6. See you there? Of course. See you tonight. You and Shotzi hung up when you got down to your room. Meanwhile, Shotzi was helping Rhea find an outfit to get your attention until she stepped down her outfit. Perfect. Chris is gonna drool all over the floor for you. It should. I mean, it's what Dimitri got. It's what got Dimitri to want me. Yet this isn't Dimitri. This is Chris. You'll be fine. Rhea smirked as the two decided to chill and relax until it was time to go out. Later, you arrived to the theater and purchased tickets for the movie when you saw Shotzi and Rhea walk up. There you guys are. Hey there, big guy. You and Shotzi hugged until you noticed Rhea, in which you were mesmerized by her look, and she surprisingly hugged you. Wow, Demi, you look amazing tonight. Thanks for saying that. Shall we then? You nodded as the three of you went inside the theater for the horror movie Shotzi wanted to see. After countless times Rhea held your hand and clinged on to you throughout the movie, the final jump scare came up as the film ended and the audience applauded before the theater began piling out as you, Rhea, and Shotzi all made your way to the lobby. That movie had uncomfortable fatalities that were a little intense even for me. I'll say, I couldn't believe how gory yet brilliant on the actor's performance. I can agree. Anyway, I got to use the ladies' room. I'll let you two get acquainted. Shotzi giggled that it was just you and Rhea. How things been since we last talked? It's been the usual routine for me. Get up, work out, travel, eat right, nightly walk with the dogs, and back to sleep. Usual stuff, you know? I see. Sounds like my daily routine. Gotta do whatever to keep the fangirls happy. Same way with me, but with the fanboys. You and Rhea talked for a little bit more until Shotzi came back and the three of you exited the theater and joked around a bit more until you had to leave when you were starting to walk to your car. Come on, it's now or never, Demi. Chris! Yeah? Rhea walked up to you and looked a little nervous to ask you what she wanted. I was curious if you aren't doing anything after the show tomorrow night. Not really why. I was wondering if you wanted to go out with me somewhere afterwards and grab a bite somewhere. It's a date. I'll see you tomorrow, Demi. You kissed her cheek, which caught her by surprise before you walked away and she walked back to Shotzi. There you go. Now you've got yourself a date with Chris. Took a while, but yep, come on. Let's go back to your room. We'll find you something to wear tomorrow night. By the looks of Chris, by the looks of Chris, I saw him tonight. He doesn't look too picky on what looks good on me. Though I'll have to get him to want you more one way or another. Rhea and Shotzi went back to her hotel room, in which Rhea got more excited to be going on the first date with you soon. What are we? The next night. SmackDown had ended after you won your match against Sami Zayn. You were currently in your locker room and had showered up before you got your suit on when you slicked your hair back and combed until you heard a knock. Come in. You got your shirt on when the door opened to see the show. Becky and Steph walk in. Look at you looking sharp and gothic at the same time. Becky helped you adjust your collar before you put your coat on. Overall, how do I look? Excellent. Who's the lucky lady? Demi? Demi. As in Rhea Ripley? Was it actually to help you out? More like Demi herself. She looked really nervous to ask, though. I knew that feeling when Becky and I got together. She obviously likes you, Chris. I know you just broke up with Sherry, but try not to mess this one up. And no one night stand like Cassie was. I take it Ashley told you, didn't she? Becky and Seth nodded as Becky kissed your cheek. Good luck tonight, lad. You're gonna need it. Yep, have fun, but know when she wants to kiss you, she's either gonna be forever for you or just another date. He nodded and kissed Becky's cheek and bro hugged Steph before you went to the parking lot and revved up your motorcycle. Meanwhile, Rhea put on her shoes when she looked in the mirror and showed it off to Shotzi. How do I look? Beautiful. It'll be all over you by the end of the night. I'll take your word for it. Rhea then felt her phone buzz when she received a text from you that you're ready. He's in the parking lot. Okay, take a deep breath and get ready. Both women took a deep breath before they both walked to the parking lot to find you waiting by your motorcycle, which caught them both by surprise and was turning Rhea on a little bit. Good evening, ladies. Shall we, Demi? Let's go. Rhea got on the back of the motorcycle as you gave her the spare helmet, and you put yours on when you started the motorcycle and kicked up the kickstand as you and Demi waved goodbye to Shotzi and you both rode into the night. Treat her right, Chris. Good luck. Later, you and Rhea were talking and laughing at each other's jokes, and you two were already connecting perfectly and felt like you two knew each other for a long time. After you both ate, the conversation got deeper when you both brought up your families and past relationships. I told you before that my parents were killed in a car accident, but I still have my older brother, and even though he's living a life of his own family and everything, at least you still got a full blooded family member to talk with if you need to. True. What about you? For now, it's just me and my two dogs. Barry and Luna. It's the same way with me and my three dogs. You then showed a picture of all three of your dogs. We could probably introduce them to Barry and Luna if that's cool with you. They like that. They're always looking for friends to play with. You and Rhea talked about each other's pets for a little bit until she brought up Dakota. Just curious, was Dakota really hiding her cheating method well enough with all three of them? In more ways than one. The first two she kept secret, but I caught her with Cameron when I caught them kissing outside her locker room. Sure enough, I knew that she was cheating on me, and she came clean right there after I put my boot up Cameron's ass. So I packed up my shit, got me a plane ticket back to Tampa, and headed home. So awful the way she left you. Me and Dimitri thought it would be best for us not to see each other anymore because he had to deal with personal issues. He had his moments where he would be aggressive and he didn't want to hurt me, so we decided to call it off after almost 3 years. Understandable. After you paid for the food, you and Rhea got on your motorcycle again when you took her to a gothic nightclub and started ordering booze. I don't usually do nice nightclubs, but this is a cool place. Neither, but whatever's dark and gothic will do for me. The booze came by and the both of you started downing some drinks and shots until a song came on that both of you liked so much. I love, in this case, it's Marilyn Manson "Tainted Love." I love this song. You and her looked at each other in surprise as it went into the first verse as you offered your hand. Dance floor? Why not? Once arriving to the dance floor, Rhea wrapped her arms around your neck and you held onto her waist as the song continued to play. Afterwards, the two of you looked into each other's eyes until you felt a shiver up your spine when she gave you a bit of a lustful look in her eye. Until she pulled a surprise when her lips touched yours. Want to get out of here? Let's do it. You and Rhea then paid for the drinks and went back to your motorcycle, rode back to the hotel you were both staying in. When the two of you arrived to your room when Rhea took off her shoes, come here, you. Rhea then pounced on you, which led to the bed, and the two of you started to make out while exploring each other's bodies until Rhea went for your shirt as you did for her top until both pieces of clothing came off and she was surprised on your ink work. Wow, look at all that ink. Tatted men make me more hot. You got any other than those on your hand and arm? Only one way to find out. Rhea winked when she took off her pants and showed off her half leg sleeves that she had concealed for tonight, which started to get you a little hot until Rhea was just in her bra and underwear and she went back for more of your lips as the two of you were making out again. After a few minutes, you and Rhea looked into each other's eyes until you both realized what you two were doing. Are we going too fast? Yeah, I don't know what it was, but it's obvious that we like each other. No question about it, but it was only our first date. I say we should wait on sex. You read my mind, but I want to give a little peek of what I've got to give you. Me too, and thanks for that. Rhea giggled until the both of you sat together on the bed and began to talk about each other's tattoos. Until it was getting really late, you two went and stood outside her room after she got her clothes back on. Thank you so much for tonight, Chris. I had a great time. Me too. Are you up for another one before or after a show soon? Absolutely. I'll see you when we get back to Tampa. See you then. The dogs are going to have fun with their new friends. Hopefully. Anyways, I'll see you soon. You and Rhea kissed passionately until you both broke the kiss and she went back to her room and you closed the door to yours, turned off the light and went to sleep. Meanwhile, Rhea got inside her room and found Shotzi asleep and she quietly got ready for bed when she showered, got her nightwear on before climbing into her bed as well. A week later, you and Rhea had gone on two more dates after some tour stops in Charlotte, North Carolina and Atlanta, Georgia, and were really getting to know each other more and more by the day. Today you're getting the house ready for Rhea's visit with while the dogs were running around the house and playing with each other. Moose and Tyrus were playing tug of war with one of the rope toys while Sydney was barking like she was the referee until you stepped in and started pulling the toy away from them. Okay, okay, good boys. You too, Sydney. You then sat on the floor as Moose, Tyrus, and Sydney all rang up and began licking your face while you're laughing and petting them. And they were making happy grunts as you rubbed their bellies until you heard the doorbell ring. And all the dogs ran up to and started barking again. And you opened the door to find Rhea with her two dogs, one in each arm. And when the two of you kissed and you let her in, as the dogs began to inspect her, and her dogs began to inspect you. They all seem nice. Yeah, typically they all get along with new people. Moose and Tyrus sat down, and you picked up Sydney when she inspected Rhea. When she wagged her tail, while Rhea set Barry down to introduce to Moose and Tyrus. The three of them immediately started bonding when they ran around the house, and Sydney and Luna got along themselves when they started to play with each other. Look at them getting along so fast. Luna doesn't usually get along with other dogs that fast. Yeah, Moose is the same way with other male dogs because he's used to the thought of being the dominant one of the pack. You sound make it sound like a dog whisperer. It's cute. Gotta learn it one way or another. You and Rhea then got all the dogs leashed up and took them to the nearby park and let them run around with each other while you and Rhea played fetch with them until you two started talking about the past dates. So how was this last week for with the dates? Absolutely perfect. I want to be honest and say that I couldn't stop thinking about the first date with you and how beautiful it was. What about when oh yeah, about that. Yes, it was our first date, but we both knew it was the right call not to do it. Although, another part of me wanted to see what you were made of. You chuckled again. Rhea Ripley, are you flirting with me? Nothing wrong with a little tease, right? Rhea then grabbed your cheeks and planted a small kiss on your lips until the two of you looked deep into each other's eyes again. Where are we? I guess we're boyfriend and girlfriend? I like the sound of that. Me too. The dogs all came back and laid down to rest when you and Rhea got them some water. They drank it all up before you and her went back to your house, and they ran inside as you and her sat on the sofa, and you two decided to watch Young Frankenstein when you were about to put her arm around her. Is this okay? We're together now. No need to ask. You smirked as she nuzzled herself under your arm, and Sydney, Luna, and Jerry Barry joined the two of you on the couch, while Moose and Tyrus laid down on the floor while you both watched a movie. Yep, as it says here, this chapter we're awaiting smut. I think for the time being, I'm gonna stop here. I love this particular like wrestling fanfic story, so I'm gonna stop here for now. But trust me, I will. I don't know. Again, a lot of this, I don't know how often I'll be recording these, but I'll try to upload the next part as soon as I can. Hope you all enjoy this and get ready to see more of them.